kind of intertwines with what Nelly was talking about. But we was talking about this at my job, man, and I was just like, man, will 90s type films and television shows ever come back? You know, that like it's so like the Martins, you know what I'm saying? When you got movies like Friday that came out back then. You got Inkwell, you got all these different movies that came out in that era, Boomerang, and all these great films that came out in the early 90s and the 90s, bro, where they was huge films. And you got Living Single, you got big time black TV shows, big time black movies, Poetic Justice, all these movies that came out. One of my favorite, bro, Above the Rim. You know what I'm saying? You know, A Different World. You know, Kania put A Different World on her. That time and era was so great, bro. But why can't we re-grasp that, bro? I don't think the black stars that came out, like the Holly Berrys, bro, the Lorenz Tates, you know what I'm saying? Big time, the Martin Lawrences, all these Tisha Campbells, all these big time stars that came out in the 90s, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Wayans brothers, bro, they were huge. You know, all these huge
Jamie Foxx,
Jada Pinkett,
Jamie Foxx.
all these big time stars. Will Smith was huge in the 90s. All these big time stars, bro. We will never get that again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, why can't we make black films like we used to, bro? Black film, I just don't. You don't see them coming out like that anymore. I mean, you'll see the ones that's on Netflix and things like that, but nothing really coming out in theaters like they used to. You know what I'm saying?
That's because of the market that we in. It's like the way that people consume. Like even with the blockbuster films, like the Marvel movies, like they be coming out, and then the next week they out on Disney Plus. Like so, the fact that they even have to do that is like, all right. So we got to consume it in the way we got some out there, but once again, it's the same way we just talked about with the music. Everybody don't have to be tuned into the same thing. Like people don't even see the same commercials.
You know what I think it is, Dante, because you know you got your BMFs and you got all that out there right now. That's huge. The Power series,
you know what I'm saying?
When they thing,
and that's HBO changed the game.
It's the black comedy genre that really is hurting. Like you know, black comedy in the 90s was huge. You know what I'm saying? Martin was huge. You had big comedy films like All the Fridays. All those was huge successes in the box office and, you know, in the culture. And now I just don't see nobody having them comedy type.
Oh, hold on. Yes, we do. Atlanta
was.
That's one of them. And then we got I don't know if y'all watched the Vince Staples show.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Staples show, man. But bro, you gotta watch it, bro. And thank you, Kania. Good one, Kania. That was a good one. Reality. Granted, it's ratchet TV. It's ratchet.
Yeah.
He gives you that feel of that Vince Staples show. He gives you that feel of like a guy really trying to get it out of the mud. Like these actors now, it's like I don't feel like they working as hard as like Jamie Foxx and them. Like they was earning their seasons. From season 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? Like Martin were earning their season. These guys are just granted seasons. So I was just about to say that, Monte. That was a good one.
You know what? I think the appetite for the consumers changed, right?
Yeah.
So I think this generation, they don't have an imagination. I mean, I think the last, and there's so many out that I don't know, but the last real dope black show I saw was the one on HBO with Issa Rae, right? What was it?
You talking about Insecure?
That's another.
It was a great, well-written show. They kind of sitting around African Americans, right? And so, like you said, something when we had the Martin, the Jamie Foxx, the Wayans brothers, Fresh Prince. Those were really iconic shows, but now kids think they corny because they don't have no imagination, right? So then what they'll do is that they'll reboot it with a different type of twist, i.e., let's say Fresh Prince, right? Because now we need everything to be darker, a little grimier, so we can have our eyeballs on it to pay attention. But like I say, what's the last true, real black comedy that we can watch at the movie theater and come out busting the gut laughing, right? Now, we'll have our moments. We'll have our Mike Epps. We'll have our Kevin Hart, who have great roles in certain movies or even their own movie. But what's the last black ensemble comedy that you went and saw like a Friday? right?
The show ain't house party. With
Look, Nat, y'all
No,
as right as y'all
no.
are with those. That's just with movies in general now. It's like what movie? Like, I bet there's movies out here that you can say they came out within the last 2 years that at least one or two of us
it's
have
nothing
not
that's
seen.
memorable though. It's nothing.
That's the point. It's
Nothing.
everything is literally
Yeah.
how everything is being consumed. So it's like, yeah, we got a point. Yeah, it ain't out there. Like, I ain't gonna say it ain't out there. Yeah, we can't all put our
George
finger
is
on
right.
it.
Nobody wants to be creative and think outside the box.
No, they are. We just not there. We like everybody not tuned into the same thing no more. So that's what make it hard.
And and like we said with music, bro, it's so many platforms out there. You got Tubi, you got all these different platforms, and then on top of that, bro, anybody can make a movie these days. Like it takes nothing. You can literally shoot a movie on your phone and put it on Tubi in like 2 months. Like if you really want to.
I don't even think these new actors are like doing stand up. Like
Yeah, they're not doing
like,
stand up.
Like Mike Epson are older. That's an older generation. They just still do it, but these younger guys don't do stand up.
They doing
Like
skits. All they doing is skits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, because it's a different platform, a different media to get you don't got to go through Hollywood no more, and I'm cool with that, right?
Right.
Take the road you can take, but also realize that it doesn't give you the complete viewership that you need to be like, oh, I want to watch this guy. So like, y'all know Country Rain, I follow a couple of skits, but when I saw it stand up, I'm like, really wasn't that funny to me, right? You know what I mean? And so again, comedy is subjective. So I'm not saying that I am the proprietor of all things that's funny, right? But what you do want is somebody who you've seen, let's say, on a sitcom, kind of working his craft, working a small room, working his craft, get a movie all of a sudden, now they're taking off, right?
That's what we missing because them dudes like Mike Epps, the Kevin Harts, any of those dudes that came up in the 90s, early 90s, bro, they really had to work. They were in the comedy clubs every night in New York City, LA, working on their craft. The JB Smooth, all these dudes that came up and got into movies, Martin Lawrence, all of them, they were in those comedy clubs. Tracy Morgan, they was in those comedy clubs working on their routine, working on their craft, bro. Now these dudes, bro, especially in the comedy world, bro, they'll put out a Netflix special and really ain't even been doing stand up.
Wait, now hold on now. Let's be real. Now, Country Wayne been doing stand up for a few years, so it ain't like like. So let's be real. Like, I hear what y'all saying, but
Country Wayne be known as a comedian in the stand up world. It ain't like it used to be where they were stand up comedians that turned themselves into actors. Now these dudes are skit guys that turn themselves into comedians.
That's the thing though. So all right, he got that's what I'm saying. Country Wayne got notoriety to go out and sell his act as a comedian based on his skits. So it ain't nothing wrong with what Country Wayne doing. And to be real with you, it's a lot of like comedians that's out there working. Like even the young ones, like they start now. Because once a lot of the big time comedians say y'all need to get back in y'all need to actually do tour runs, y'all need to get on open mics. Them social media dudes start doing that. So it's like I ain't gonna slight them. I hear what y'all saying because I agree, but I ain't gonna slight them completely because they are out there actually getting on them stages. Because like for instance, DCM Fly, then seeing him throw some young comedians. I'm trying to.
I mean, you got Desi, you got DCM
Fly, all of them. Davis.
You got
all of them going tour. All of them.
Wait a minute though. But like Mike said,
Ryan Davis all going tour.
But listen though, right? But like Mike said, the genesis of it, the guys that we know, they started off first. So it's now reversed, right? So if I do a skit, then I go to the room.
And
they started in the room, then did the skit or the movie, right? So again, it's more than one way to skin a cat, and we're cool with that. But what we're saying is, I think some of the skit, where's the artistry of stand-up? I think stand-up comedy is a true art form that everybody can't do. Right?
That's true.
So hone that craft. Hone it.
That's how they trying to do it. So it's like, all right, how can I get into this open mic and I can get paid? Oh, because people know me from social media. Because if it was social media back in the 80s, 90s, like Bernie Mac probably would have been the biggest thing popping if social media existed back then.
Yeah.
But it just It just did.
I mean, social media it brings the money. You know, they going to the money. The eyeballs bring the money, bring the advertisement, brings the checks, and that's what they doing now. But you miss something with that. You miss the improvisation. You miss the honing of your craft. You know, when it comes to comedy.
But that's why they advertise themselves through.
Mike F said it. He like, bro, if I wasn't in them stand up rooms, bro, I wouldn't be able to play like Day Day because a lot of that was improvisation. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Stuff like that. You know, and that's what they missing today. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like the comedy ain't as funny as it was in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Tune in to the Mike to Mike podcast every week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks, and like always, see y'all next week.